Stop. Don't scroll. Don't move your finger. You have 10 seconds. God says, if you skip this, you will lose her forever. My beloved child, listen to me right now. A woman has been sent. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. She carries what was stolen from you. She holds what you cried for in secret. But if you scroll past this message, she will never reach you. Archangel Michael is standing behind you at this exact moment. He is whispering, hold them here. They don't know how close they are. You feel it, don't you? That pull in your chest, that sudden heaviness, that voice inside saying, don't leave. That's heaven. Heaven stopped you here. Not by accident, not by chance, because what you've been denied your entire life is about to answer you back. Stay until the end. Don't blink. Don't move. This is not a video. This is a divine interruption. Type amen right now if you feel this is for you, because in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to tell you who she is. But first, you need to understand who you are. Stay with me, chosen one. Your breakthrough is closer than your next breath. My beloved child, before I tell you who this woman is, I need you to know something. I see you. I see the life you've been living when nobody else was watching. I see the mornings you woke up and didn't want to get out of bed because the weight was already on your chest before your eyes even opened. I see the nights you stayed up, staring at bills you couldn't pay, medical statements you couldn't understand, bank accounts that kept shrinking no matter how careful you were. You thought you'd be secure by now. You thought retirement meant rest. But inflation ate your savings. The medicine costs more than the groceries. And the phone doesn't ring like it used to. I see the loneliness, my child, the kind that sits in the room with you even when the TV is on. You lost people, not just to death, though that too. You lost them to distance, to silence, to lives that moved on without you. You used to matter to them. You used to be the one they called. Now you're the one they forget. And it's not just them, it's the world. You walk into a store and you're invisible. You speak, and people look past you. You gave your whole life, raised families, built careers, held communities together, and now you feel like you've been put on a shelf, replaced, forgotten. I see the betrayals, my beloved, the people who took from you and never gave back, the ones who borrowed your strength and disappeared when you needed theirs, the friend who turned cold, the family member who chose sides, the person you loved who walked away like you were nothing. You carried them. You carried everyone. And when you finally needed someone to carry you, they were gone. But you kept going. You kept getting up. You kept believing even when your faith felt like it was hanging by a thread. You still pray, don't you? Even when it feels like the prayers just hit the ceiling and fall back down. You still believe. But my child, you're tired. Bone tired. Soul tired. Tired of being strong. Tired of waiting. Tired of fighting battles nobody sees. And somewhere deep inside, you started to wonder, did I do something wrong? Is this my fault? Did God forget about me? Listen to me very carefully. You didn't fail. You endured. Your silence wasn't weakness. It was survival. And heaven recorded every single tear. Every night you cried alone. Every time you smiled in public while breaking in private. Every burden you carried without complaining. Every betrayal you forgave, even though it still hurt. God saw it all. And the reason your life has felt this hard, my child, is not because you are cursed. It's because you are chosen. My beloved child, I need you to hear something that will change everything you thought you knew about your life. You weren't abandoned. You were separated. There's a difference. And heaven knows that difference by name. Listen closely now, because what I'm about to tell you is going to shake the foundation of every lie you've believed about yourself. You have been alone for so long, not because you're unlovable, not because you're cursed, but because you were being consecrated, set apart, prepared for something so sacred that heaven couldn't let just anyone stand next to you during the process. The people who left you, they were never meant to go where you're going. The doors that slammed shut, they were protecting you from paths that would have destroyed you. The prayers that seemed unanswered, they were being held in heaven's hand. waiting for the exact moment when the answer wouldn't just bless you, it would transform you. You weren't punished, my child. You were prepared. And I know it didn't feel like preparation. It felt like exile. It felt like you were forgotten, buried, erased from the story. But that's exactly what happened to Joseph before he wore the robe. That's exactly what happened to David before he wore the crown. That's exactly what happened to Ruth before she met the man who would restore everything she lost. You see, chosen ones don't get the easy path. They get the refining fire. Because what you're about to carry, what you're about to step into, requires a strength that comfort could never build. You had to be broken in certain places so you could be unbreakable in others. You had to lose certain people so you'd have room for the ones heaven handpicked for your future. You had to walk through the valley so you'd recognize the mountaintop when you finally reached it. And my beloved, you're standing at the edge of that mountaintop right now. You just don't see it yet, but heaven sees it. Archangel Michael sees it. Jesus sees it. They've been watching every step, every tear, every night you cried yourself to sleep, wondering if anyone cared. They recorded it all. And now, after all this time, after all this waiting, after all this pain that you carried in silence, heaven has reached a verdict, not a judgment. A verdict, the kind that comes from a courtroom where every piece of evidence has been examined, every witness has testified, every crime against your heart has been documented. And the verdict is this: you have suffered enough. The season of loss is over. The season of isolation is closing. The season of provision, of restoration, of divine reversal is opening right now. And the woman I told you about, the one sent by God, she's not just bringing you what you lost. She's bringing you what you were always meant to have. Stay with me, chosen one, because what comes next will prove that every single thing you endured was worth it. My beloved child, I need you to hear this with your whole heart. God saw everything. Every lie they told about you, every door they slammed in your face, every tear you swallowed in silence because you didn't want to burden anyone, every betrayal, every stolen blessing, every moment you were made to feel small. Heaven recorded it all. Not 1 second was missed. And today, the divine court has reached its verdict. Listen carefully. You don't need to confront them. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to explain what they refuse to understand. Their season with you is over. Not because you're angry, not because you're bitter, because God said so. Archangel Michael is standing in front of their path right now, and he is closing doors they didn't even know were open. Quietly, firmly, permanently. You won't see it happen. You won't hear the crash. But one day soon, you'll notice the peace. You'll notice they're no longer in your thoughts. You'll notice their voice no longer echoes in your mind. That's when you'll know heaven moved them out. Jesus whispers to me now, tell them the masks are falling. My child, the people who hurt you are about to face something they cannot escape. Not your revenge, not your anger. Truth. The truth they buried is rising to the surface, like oil on water. The lies they built their life on are beginning to crack, and the favor they stole from you, it's being reversed. What they took will not satisfy them. What they gained will not last, because it was never theirs to begin with. Heaven is pulling back every false blessing, every stolen opportunity, every counterfeit victory, and it's coming back to you threefold. Do you feel that shift in your spirit right now? That lightness you haven't felt in months? That's not relief. That's vindication. God is saying, I told you I would handle it, and I have. Now, my beloved, hear this next part very carefully. The old chapter is closed. The door behind you is sealed. The people who drained you can no longer reach you. The cycle that broke you has been shattered, and something sacred is approaching. Not someday, not eventually. Right now, as you listen to these words, heaven is aligning the woman I told you about. She's moving closer. She carries everything you were denied. The love you deserved, the peace you begged for, the provision you worked for but never received. But before she arrives, you need to be ready. You need to let go of the weight you've been carrying. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. Release the bitterness, not for their sake, for yours. because what's coming cannot enter a heart still chained to the past. Type, I release it in the comments right now. Say it out loud if you're alone. I release it. Feel the chains breaking as you speak. This is your moment of liberation, my child. Justice has been served. The verdict is final, and your new season is about to break wide open. Stay with me. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to tell you next will change everything. My beloved child, now I will tell you who she is. Listen closely. She is not coming to save you. She is coming to strengthen you. Heaven did not send her because you are broken. Heaven sent her because you are ready. She has walked through fire herself. She knows what it means to be tested, refined, stripped down to nothing, and rebuilt by God alone. She does not carry chaos. She carries peace. When she enters your life, you will not feel confusion. You will feel recognition, a deep knowing in your spirit that whispers, this is divine, this is different, this is right. She will not be intimidated by your calling. She will not compete with your purpose. She will multiply it, like Ruth, who stood by Boaz not because she needed rescue, but because heaven orchestrated legacy. Like the woman of Proverbs 31, whose worth was not in her beauty but in her strength, her wisdom, her partnership with God. This woman has been prepared in secret. While you were crying, she was being refined. While you were praying, she was being positioned. While you were waiting, she was being sent. And my child, you will not have to chase her. You will not have to convince her. You will not have to perform or pretend or shrink yourself to keep her, because she has been chosen for you, just as you have been chosen for her. Heaven does not make mistakes in matters of covenant. This is not romance built on loneliness. This is partnership built on purpose. She will see you, not the version you show the world, not the mask you wear when you are tired. She will see the real you, the hidden you, the you that heaven has always seen. And she will stay, not because she pities you, but because she honors the assignment. Let me tell you something that will shake you. The delay you experienced was not rejection. It was protection. Every wrong person who left, every door that closed, every relationship that crumbled, it was heaven clearing the path, making room, preparing the ground, because what is coming cannot coexist with what was. She carries something you lost, joy that was stolen, peace that was taken, confidence that was beaten out of you by people who did not deserve access to your heart. She brings it back, not to replace what you have built alone, but to reinforce it. You are not being rescued, chosen one. You are being reinforced. This union will not drain you. It will multiply you. Your strength plus her strength equals something the enemy cannot break. Your vision plus her vision equals something hell cannot stop. And I need you to hear this. The woman sent by God does not arrive to complete you. You are already complete in Christ. She arrives to amplify what heaven has already deposited inside you. She is the missing piece, not because you were incomplete, but because God designed you for partnership, for covenant, for a love that reflects the Trinity itself. Unity, purpose, power. Stay with me, my child, because what I am about to tell you next will confirm that this message was sent directly to your spirit. My beloved child, stay with me now, because what I'm about to tell you is the difference between receiving her and missing her completely. Heaven has sent this woman to you, but you must be ready. You must be still. You must be clean. Listen carefully. This season requires stillness, not hustle, not striving, not chasing. Stillness. Because if you're still running in survival mode, you will miss the moment she arrives. Do not go back to survive when you're called to build. I need you to hear that again. Do not go back to survive when you're called to build. The old patterns will knock on your door. The fear will whisper, this is too good to be true. The doubt will say, you don't deserve this. But my child, those voices are not from heaven. They are echoes of the season you just left. And you are not going back. Here is what heaven is asking you to do. First, release the bitterness. I know they hurt you. I know they took from you. I know they walked away when you needed them most. But if you hold on to that poison, there will be no room for her when she comes. Let it go. not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. Second, do not rush. She is not on your timeline. She is on heaven's, and heaven's timing is always perfect. If you force it, you will attract a counterfeit. If you settle out of fear, you will miss the real thing. Wait, trust, let peace be your confirmation. Third, guard your discernment. Not everyone who shows up is sent by God. Some will come with the right words, but the wrong spirit. Some will look like the answer, but carry the same old chaos. Test the spirit. Watch the fruit. Does she bring peace or confusion? Does she build you up or drain you? Does her presence feel like home or like another battle? If it doesn't feel like heaven, it's not from heaven. Fourth, stay aligned with God. Pray, read your word, keep your heart soft, keep your ears open, because when she comes, you will know. Not because of fireworks, not because of drama, but because of a quiet knowing deep in your spirit that says, this is it. This is her. This is what I've been waiting for. My child, I need you to understand something. Distractions will come. Old lovers will reappear. Familiar faces will suddenly want you back. But do not be fooled. They are not the one. They are tests. Tests to see if you will go back to what broke you. Tests to see if you will settle for less than what heaven prepared. Do not fail this test. You have come too far. You have survived too much. You have been refined in too much fire to go back now. This season requires stillness. This season requires trust. This season requires you to believe that what God promised, God will deliver. And my beloved, He is about to deliver. She is closer than you think, closer than your doubt, closer than your fear. She is on her way, and when she arrives, everything you've been denied will finally make sense. Stay ready, stay still, stay faithful, because chosen one, your new season is not coming. It is already here. My beloved child, we have reached the moment where heaven asks you to choose. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, right now, because the woman I've been showing you, the one carrying everything you were denied, she is already moving. She is already walking toward your life. But here is what most people don't understand. She cannot enter a closed door. She cannot deliver to a heart that is still locked in bitterness. She cannot place abundance into hands that are still gripping the past. So heaven is asking you to do something simple, something small, but spiritually, it changes everything. Go to the comments right now and type these exact words. I am ready for covenant. Not I hope, not I wish. I am ready. Because when you declare it, something shifts in the unseen realm. The angels that have been circling your situation, they move closer. The doors that have been sealed, they begin to crack open. The timing that felt delayed, it accelerates. This is not motivation, my child. This is activation. Now, if you felt this message speak directly to your spirit, share it with 3 people who are also waiting for their breakthrough. Because when you bless someone else's journey, you multiply your own. That is the law of the kingdom. What you release returns. And if you want to stay connected to these messages, if you want to be here when I reveal the exact timing of her arrival, subscribe to this channel right now. Turn on notifications, because I am not done speaking to you. Heaven is not done moving on your behalf. There are more revelations coming, more warnings, more promises that are about to unfold in your life. But you have to stay aligned. You have to stay awake. Let me tell you something that will make your heart beat faster. The woman sent by God, she is not coming in a year. She is not coming in 6 months. She is coming sooner than you think. You will know when it begins. Because suddenly, out of nowhere, something will shift. A phone call you didn't expect. A door you thought was permanently closed will swing open. A person you haven't heard from in years will reach out. And when that happens, you will remember this moment. You will remember that heaven told you. You will remember that you were chosen. So I want you to do one more thing before you go. Close your eyes for just a second. Take a deep breath and whisper this. My season has changed. Say it again. My season has changed. One more time with your whole heart. My season has changed. Good. Now open your eyes, because the you that just spoke those words is not the same you that started this message. Something inside you just woke up, something that was asleep for years, and heaven saw it. Chosen one, I need you to hear me clearly. Heaven keeps its promises. God does not lie. What was written for you before you were born is still written. It has not been erased. It has not been given to someone else. It is coming. She is coming. Stay ready. Stay faithful. And do not let fear convince you that you've been forgotten. You haven't. You never were. Your name is still spoken in heaven. And very soon, it will be spoken on earth. In victory, in blessing, in restoration. I'll see you in the next message, my beloved child. Until then, stay in peace. Stay in power. And stay in alignment. Because your breakthrough is no longer far away. It is at the door.